Hello and welcome back to the Milltown Way. This is episode 11. My name is Ryan Brennan. I'm joined here with Adam Casey. We're going to be talking about the recent defeat to Breidablik in the UEFA Conference League. Has, of course, knocked out Shamrock Rovers from European competition after Christmas. And we'll be looking ahead to what the Hamrun Spartans game now means due to that early exit. But I suppose we'll just get right into it, Adam. Bit of a dampener on Thursday.
Yeah, it wasn't a good way to kick off December.
Kick off
The Advent.
the festive fixtures.
Yeah, it hasn't been great, but not as good as ours last year when we beat Borg, Banjaluka 3-0 at home, and then a little trip across to Stamford Bridge a week later.
The short trip to London.
Yeah, which was nice, but
this year the semi from Thursday, give it to Stephen Bradley.
it's not the same feeling, but we talked on and on about how we knew the Shakhtar game and was going to be tough and this and that, and how
we always state here the importance of that Cells game. That always brings
the Cells game was important.
And I think everyone maybe afterward will maybe, if there was supporters that might have been, maybe didn't feel it was as important as it was. I think you can kind of see it now, particularly with the game to spare and on the footballing side of things, it doesn't have much meaning.
No.
But yeah, like I suppose Thursday night or Thursday evening was the early kickoff.
Oh, here we go. That only makes things worse. You're losing and you've lost and it's 8 o'clock.
You've lost. And then, for me, it's 8 o'clock or 7:40, nearly 7:45, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've lost, and then you watched Shelbourne lose to Crystal Palace.
Well, that wasn't as bad.
Bit of a softener.
Yeah. They got destroyed as well.
Yeah, it did. It could have been a lot more than 3.
And Palace then just rested their team for the second half.
Yeah.
Because they had a game today.
Yeah, exactly. They lost
3-0 as well.
It was 3-0 as well to the away team again.
Yeah.
I suppose, look, we're not getting into Shelbourne and Crystal Palace. I didn't really like the slander Shelbourne got, though, and just in terms of, because a lot when Palace fans, well, not all Palace fans, of course, but a lot of Palace fans on social media were slandering just the league itself and stuff. So that I take issue with. Don't have no issue with them slagging off Shelbourne.
No, that's
how bad
fine.
They are.
We do that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a normal Tuesday morning.
But no, it's not great. But also, it's not a great look that the two Irish teams are second and third bottom.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know we're not here slandering the league. Wouldn't be doing this show.
Exactly.
But it's not great, and other nations, especially English, aren't going to respect the league as much.
I think.
Considering she hasn't scored a goal.
Yeah,
which isn't great.
Yeah, but I think for Rovers, look, I think this is a special circumstance that Europe has been the afterthought.
Yeah,
I don't think this will be seen again unless Rovers are going for 2 doubles in a row this time next year. But in November of next year. But
definitely on the cards.
Well, the way the current trajectory, I wouldn't be
against it.
I wouldn't be surprised by it either. But Thursday evening's defeat was disappointing.
It was.
Taking the lead and the conditions were tough. Bradley refused to kind of put that as a label or a reason for the defeat, but it was certainly I'd say it was certainly a factor. The stadium was a bit, the whole the whole opposite side of the camera was empty.
I thought that was weird.
Yeah, a lot of Rover supporters made the trip, and they were loud. That was one thing for sure, which is really good to see, and it's really good, particularly to be heard.
Expensive to get there as well, you could hear them so loud on the telly. Like the Premier Sports, had it on that, and they even noted it on commentary.
Yeah, which is
you
nice.
Could hear it.
Yeah, it's
really good.
It's a nice aspect, and it's nice. Nice just to kind of look, it's something to be proud of it as a supporter who maybe couldn't make the trip for whatever reason. When you're hearing the fans flying the flag and making the noise, it's always and it's nice for the players and the squad and stuff as well. The players, I don't think anyone is underappreciative of it. The defeat was disappointing. Rovers took the lead for the first 7 minutes of the game. It looked very shaky. It looked quite turbulent. In the game itself. Ed McGinty then did go down with an injury. The classic. It did look as if maybe Rovers...
They're giving out about that in commentary as well.
Yeah.
which it started. It's been more and more common. Kind of City were one of the first teams to start. Ederson used
Who
to go
Cork
down.
City?
Ederson used to go down a bit like that, and Pep would conveniently call everyone over.
Yeah, it's something that needs to be binned.
I don't like it.
I don't. There's discussions around eliminating a player for like 30 seconds, an outfield player, because you can't really get rid of the
Yeah.
goalkeeper. It's just an easy goal then all of a sudden for 30
Yeah,
seconds.
just shooting from like their own box.
Well,
We'll
there was
get to
nothing short.
that.
There was nothing short of that for the third goal that
We'll
went
get
in.
back to that.
But for the first half, yeah, the first few minutes were quite turbulent. Neither side really could get the grips of the game. Once McGinty went down, after that, Rovers really got a foothold of the game, really
Yeah,
controlled the tempo, and I think looked a lot more promising. And I think they were just a better team.
yeah, they were.
I think then obviously Graham Burke strikes as he does.
Good, lovely goal.
Great goal. Rory Gaffney
What else do
chasing
you,
that ball
what
down
else
the
do you
left
expect from that man?
from the
The
pair.
two of them. Rory Gaffney he's the hardest working man on the planet.
Yeah, he is. But he chased the ball down the left wing, feeds it into Matt Healy, who kind of just does a little layoff for Graham Burke to slot it home from the edge
Yeah,
of the box. It was a well worked finish, and I thought it was going to just kick on
yeah,
until 3 minutes later the ball was in the other net.
yeah.
It was tough. Arguably, could McGinty have done better with that corner?
You could argue, yeah, he probably, but
He does look as if he nearly gets a fingertip to it, and then it's just left to go into an empty net because
yeah.
he's diving across. But overall, it was.
I don't know. I do think he probably could have done maybe a little bit better, but it's not a bad enough mistake or a bad enough fault where you'd put the blame on him for the goal.
Yeah, it's a corner, it's a corner,
Yeah,
and corner kind of nearly out of nothing. And it's disappointing to concede that one. And it's a lot of supporters tend to, particularly on Twitter, is the Shamrock Rovers bingo card of a European performance. A goal just before half time, a sloppy goal to concede that first one.
yeah,
Yes, or a lead given up shortly after taking it. But the second goal itself, there was question marks about Victor Ozyvilna.
yep.
Yeah, given the start, I think it's the second start at Rovers, and that was a little bit like when I
Yeah.
saw the name, I probably like everyone.
It was a bit exciting. You were like, oh, nice.
There was
It's
just
not
two
something,
sides
yeah.
of it. It's a crucial European
It
fixture.
is, yeah.
I don't know if Victor was the right call. Bradley's reason for picking him was that he wanted him kind of on 1v1s.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to be able to get the better defenders. I don't think he didn't have that much opportunities. There wasn't
No, he didn't
that
really.
many avenues that he was able to showcase that.
No, it wasn't the type of game that a player like him would flourish in.
He,
There wasn't a lot of one-on-one situations or situations where you can kind of have the ball and just go.
Yeah, we invited thoughts straight after full time, and one of them was that, from Toby, was that Victor lacked kind of that he just needs to put on a bit more, maybe muscle, that kind of way, just
Yeah,
show that he's a bit more, he can get a bit more physical.
He probably will at the end of the day. He's like,
Of course, yeah, of
he's a
course.
kid, yeah.
It's just a case of that he does need. That's something that he
Yeah, it's
probably should be
physicality.
looking at maybe now, and he has obviously he'll have another year at Rovers before he heads across to Arsenal.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something that he'll look at, particularly after the most recent defeat to Breidablik. But
Mm-hmm.
I suppose overall we went in knowing that was a must win for Rovers, to keep the dream alive, and would have given something for the Hamrun Spartans game in the footballing side.
And now it's it was a must win. That's all it was. We stressed it enough on previous episodes about how much it was a must win, and we didn't win.
Yeah, in isolation, it was disappointing.
Yeah,
like, it was overall probably a poor performance. Second half didn't really ever look like getting going. So there was that. I think that's in isolation, and I think Rovers potentially the Sales game maybe again we stressed that in that episode looking at Sales we stressed about they've made significant improvements since Rovers last played.
Yeah, they have.
If you weren't to kind of delve a little bit deeper into Sales before Rovers played, then you would have just thought Rovers should be beating them. They beat them last year, but there was significant improvement, and it was shown. I think when they came to Tallaght and they won 2-0. Rovers. Rovers probably put a better performance against Shakhtar and Athens than they did Celje, which is
Probably, yeah. Celje was probably, I would argue, probably the weakest performance in them.
yeah. Maybe
Which is,
Sparta Prague. That was
yeah, but Spartak Prague are a very strong side.
yeah.
I know, but yeah, there was something about the Celje. A point was definitely doable going in, I think. They have improved, but I think it wasn't like we were talking with Shakhtar where like a point would be a massive one. It was one where we were like, you could get a draw or maybe a result.
Yeah,
But
and everything goes back to the Athens game, I think, doesn't it?
yeah,
1-1 draw there, and 2 extra points against them, and
still be in the hunt then.
just
Really.
about
Just barely, but
like
still though, it's enough to get you excited for the last day.
Yeah, like just about. But look, it's as I said, that's again, I can't stress it enough. It's in isolation that Rovers should be performing better in this campaign. They lost to Shakhtar, they're second. Drew at Athens, they're fourth. Lost to Sparta Prague, they're sixth. Celje lost it, they're 12th. Obviously, the latest one was Breidablik, who are 27th and aren't in a playoff place. They're looking to get knocked out at the minute.
They could still make it though. They're
Of
2 points
course, yeah,
outside, so they'll be. But they're going to Strasbourg now,
yeah.
who are winning the whole thing. I'm a 1 to Strasbourg as well. Shakhtar are only 1 point behind them now. So
Well, 6 points wouldn't have been enough.
Yeah, but yeah.
So
yeah, no, never mind.
there is that then. But again,
But
it's just that might have led to more confidence against Shakhtar. That might have ended up a draw, and Rovers deserved the draw. Like what I'm saying overall disappointment is just that Rovers are whatever way you look at it, they're 35th. They are behind Shelbourne in the conference. Like it's
it's disappointing as well to concede 3.
Yeah,
because Breidablik.
No, the third one is just because Rovers were going all out for it. So there is that.
But it's Breidablik had only actually scored 2 goals in their previous 4 matches in the Conference League this year.
Yeah, that's disappointing. But
no, the third goal, you want to keep it going up for. If it's last ditch, you get your keeper in the box.
The only thing I would say is he didn't really need to go up because a draw
wasn't enough either.
So there was not necessarily a point. But again, when you're in that moment, you might think if there's another minute, get one more chance.
Yeah, grab the ball, get going quick.
Yeah, you might get that winner. So I can see why, but just maybe he might not have been worth the call. But look, you'd rather your team. I always think in that situation, you always rather just. You don't want what's 3-1 against 2-1.
Yeah, it's not different.
No, you're not getting any points either way. So
yeah, you'd rather you go all out for the draw or the win like that.
Yeah, but you're pushing for that. But so Rovers have had top opposition this campaign. There's no doubt about it. It's a substantially less favourable draw than
it was last year.
Last
year, the Borg Banjaluk and
the New Saints,
the Larn
draw with Rapid Vienna, obviously Chelsea.
Applewell draw as well.
That was a big.
They were big games. We were getting them draws when they needed.
Yeah,
they're unbeaten up until the last game.
Yeah, exactly.
Unbeaten in Europe for 5 games.
That's an incredible stat in itself. I think if obviously look, Rovers won the double.
Yeah.
So there's no sugarcoating that. But at the same time, I'm just not even at the same time. Just if you put that to one side, Rovers should have performed better in Europe, but you can't fully put it aside because it's the reason that Rovers did underperform in Europe. Really, you can't. There's no way you can look at that and say that if the double wasn't
a factor.
Yeah,
they might have shifted their focus a bit more onto.
When you're on the back of that, and and then there's a different time of the season. Breidablik are the same scenario as Rovers, more or less.
Yeah, their league kicks off in February now again. So
yeah, so look,
you can definitely notice that though with the 2 teams
that they're in there.
They're not playing
on a weekly.
Yeah, they're not playing on a weekly basis. There was a bit of
I think
rust at the start in the first half.
I think that's definitely a cause for that turbulence on the pitch. That kind of way, where neither side dominated possession for quite a while in some periods of it, particularly in the second half.
There were spells where one team looks better than the other, but that was really
Yeah, and the start of the second half, Rovers looked like they were actually going to get a bit more into it then, and then like put things back to the way they should have been, but they didn't. I think, yeah, it's overall you're left disappointed just on with that in mind. I don't think Breidablik were anything outstanding, and it's something that I think Rovers. I think they'll be furious with themselves. They've said that in their interviews they've done since in the post match interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
They'll be annoyed at themselves for not winning that game. I don't think they should be beating themselves up over it though. Over it.
You can be annoyed, but it's not something.
Yeah.
It's not catastrophic. It's
Yeah.
You move. It happens.
Yeah, exactly. And
focus on the league coming back and getting into Europe next year.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like, and
they'll be Champions League qualifiers.
Champions League qualifiers. So we're obviously ready behind up old big ears.
Could be.
Yeah. Well, imagine that, like
trip to the Bernabeu.
Yeah, no, but look, obviously Bradley has spoken before.
Imagine though, like a team like someone massive like that has to come to Tala then as well.
It'd be in the Aviva, wouldn't it?
Would they put it in the Aviva?
Yeah, they would. Yeah, sure. Like people were calling for putting Shelbourne and Crystal Palace in the Aviva.
Yeah, it's sold out. I suppose it's too much money to not.
Yeah, and it's just once you get a big team, it goes to the Aviva, like
or if it's a Mickey Mouse game to open the league.
I know. I saw something that might be happening again between themselves and Pats.
They'll probably release a new jersey to celebrate it. So.
The Lansdowne jersey. But yeah, no, look, I was overall disappointed. Just so it takes it a few minutes, maybe at the full time whistle, you're disappointed that ended in that way. It ended 3-1.
I was a little bit disappointed that you're not going to this game now on Thursday, the Hamrun Spartans game. Like, there's a chance.
Yeah,
it's obviously money and stuff. It's good for the club to get a win, but you're still going to want them to win. You still want your team to win, no matter what the case.
Yeah,
but it's just it would have been nicer going in having something on the line.
A win in the league phase of the UEFA Conference League is worth €400,000. A draw is worth €133,000. And a loss, you don't get anything for a loss.
That's fair enough.
So there is that money on the line.
400,000.
400,000 won't be snuffed at.
No.
For winning the game, and
that's mad. 400,000 for winning one game.
Yeah. So like,
what's the price for winning the League of Ireland?
It's less.
I know it's less. I just don't remember the exact figure. Like, because that was the whole point Rovers were making. Like last year, that they were winning the games in the league phase. They were making a good bit of money from them. And then also a draw. 2 draws as well, so we've been raking it in this time last year.
Well, that's it, and like these prize monies that winning the league of Ireland is 125,000.
So for less than a draw
in the Conference League. But yeah, so like these things do matter, and like obviously when you see it in the circumstances of, say, the big clubs in Europe, the Premier League clubs and stuff, and when they have games to spare and they'll rest, if they're already qualified and they'll rest them. But when you get down to it at this level, you need, club, like if it was a big club, say for example, if it's your Man United or Man City's,
400 grand's nothing for them. Obviously, it's more in the Champions League and stuff, but still,
so they'd fully rotate a starting 11 because it doesn't mean anything to them, as in money.
That's like some of their players' weekly wages.
Yeah, well, that's it. The Casemiro probably go straight into Casemiro's back pocket.
Erling Haaland is on about £500,000 a week.
Yeah, so that's significant. But for Shamrock Rovers, it's you need to keep that in mind. I will note that in the past few years, when Rovers' fate has been decided by the final fixture, Bradley has rotated a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
With the old kind of formats of the Conference League. With the group stages and stuff. That you'd remember, like, for example, if Alan Manis was playing every game and Rovers were already out, Leon Poles would get handed a start. So I wouldn't be totally opposed to seeing a Super Lee Stacey in goal.
Why not? Like,
you'd love to see it, but again, well, you're saying why not? It might be costing €400,000.
Well, you can take out Lee Stacey's bank account if you don't win it.
Well, is 400,000 coming out of Ed McGinty's after being in the Breidablik box when the ball was going in nearly.
Well, he did run back.
He did.
He
We
tried.
we could see the pace of the goalkeeper, I suppose, and him trying to make it back.
Yeah. Well, it's not his job to be pacey.
No, it's not. But yeah, you can
He's
also
not Aubameyang.
yeah, exactly. Well, he's not Graham Burke.
No, yeah. Either Rory Gaffney has some pace for the
Yeah,
size.
he does. Yeah, he runs in an unorthodox manner as well.
Yeah, he runs. He's like we've said it many times, like a Gab player.
Yeah. But no, look, as we've already mentioned, it was disappointing defeat.
It's disheartening, but it happens.
But you just need to kind of take your hats off to these players who haven't had a proper off season in about 2 years. They're constantly on they're gonna they'll finish up against Hamrun Spartans.
Yeah.
And then the President's Cup is just 5-6 weeks away from in between.
Yeah.
Against Derry on the 31st of January. So like it's these things that you're like, it's not as if Rovers are going to be preparing for that game the Monday of. So and because the league will start then the following Friday. So like these players don't get a break at all. And
no, they really don't.
And even though the way with the calendar works, even though Rovers are out of Europe now, they still don't get any less of a break. The only difference it will make is that
I suppose
there won't be the double Thursday Sunday again until the next summer, because that's when the qualifiers will start back up again.
Yeah, I suppose
it's just tough going.
It's tough on the legs, and you could probably argue that the case for why they did, but they looked a bit tired.
Yeah, they looked leggy
on Thursday night. Yeah, which they've been playing on off.
That was
for ages now.
A thought we got in from Tony, aka Adam's father.
Yeah.
Was that it did look like a tired performance, and it did.
It did.
These players who have gone, they've aimed for every trophy. That they've in every competition.
The
only one they failed was the Conference League.
Yeah.
So it's these players. You can't give them enough credit. I know, as I said, in isolation, it is disappointing that Rovers are out of Europe.
It is.
Game to spare, and the Breidablik game probably should be beating them. Maybe could have done better against Selge. On another day, Rovers would have beaten Athens if it wasn't for that penalty in the last minute.
Yeah.
But there's lots of
ifs, buts, and maybes.
Yeah, like this for even the team to qualify for Europe, even for the team to get the draw in Athens.
Yeah.
To put in these performances, they should be held in the highest regard.
They should, yeah.
History will remember them fondly, I think.
Yeah.
To even qualify, starting in the second round of the qualifiers, there was no back door.
No, there was, yeah.
Straight into qualifiers, and if you lost one round, there was no drop. You're dropping into another.
Yes.
Everything on the line, and even like I always think back to the playoff opponent, which was Santa Clara.
Yeah.
Who are a really top Portuguese side, who have drawn with the likes of Benfica and gotten results out of Braga and stuff.
Yeah, they've gotten big results, yeah.
And Rovers went there and beat them 2-1, and then held on and drew 0-0 and
stuff like that has to be remembered and
it will
rightly praised as well.
Yeah, I think Rovers are lucky enough to have the type of fan base that they're not. Majority of supporters, anyways, aren't fickle. They won't.
No,
they're not. They can smell the flowers amongst it all. That yes, it was a disappointing result, but take nothing away from them because they've won the double.
Yeah, don't discredit their incredible season that they've had.
Achieving a feat like that of first double since '87.
Yeah, it's massive.
You remember all the build up to that cup final. And
that was great.
Take
me back.
Take me back is right.
Like a month ago.
I know. But these players are phenomenal, and their work ethic has been unbelievable, second to none.
Yeah.
Injuries, no matter what, there's always been someone there who's of quality that has been coming in to replace them and stuff. And again, like even we can sit here all night long and praise the big man Rory Gaffney.
Yeah. Rory Gaffney Appreciation Podcast.
Out of contract at the start of the year and worked his way back into the squad.
Yep.
And he's won a double out of it. Graham Burke, who's 32 years of age,
won a double. Yeah,
won the double. Danny Grant's choosing the greener side of the grass, and Aaron Green himself, still playing. Obviously he hasn't had as much of an influence towards the latter of the of the season. Through some of it was injuries, and some of it he's been in the squad. He hasn't gotten the minutes, but produced still. He's still played a role. He scored the goal in the cup quarter final against Drogheda. Things like this. They've all played their part, and it's a long season going from January to December.
It really is.
You're literally, or well, February, I suppose.
February, and it's especially with the fact of February to December, and then like
straight back into
it.
Like I would imagine
this is 2 years in a row now.
Yeah, and it's in the lightest way possible, as we've said before, the punishment of success.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
It's just if the calendar was a bit more forgiving.
If the calendar, was the other, you could still, the argument can be made for if you had it the other way, would it still be as bad? But they still don't have a lot of time off, players.
No, they don't, and the big, obviously, as we know, the biggest thing is it is that there's so many rounds of qualifiers. It starts in the summer.
Yeah,
and Rovers obviously starting the first round.
Yeah.
So there's these elements that all add to it, all allude to our point of that. And as an end result, you get what we got on Thursday evening, and that was
tired
performance.
fatigued performance. Yeah.
I think, without casting too much negativity on that performance and stuff against Breidablik, it was as Toby said in his comments, that one came from Shane, was that it was true way a winnable game.
Yeah,
it was winnable. Like, you could see it there. They weren't in their hot reign of form.
No, they weren't.
Rovers.
They weren't on their best either. Yeah.
And again, it's another
if.
Yeah, it's another victory for Breidablik over Rovers. The two in 2023, and
I don't like them getting this many.
Yeah,
they're adding to the list.
But then you had the back line. I suppose Lee Grace was withdrawn.
Yeah,
he looked like he picked up a knock. And I think he could be omitted probably.
Most likely
from the Hamrun. So there's no point in risking him.
Not risking him not risking a serious injury for
a chocolate biscuit
for 400 grand. Well, if he's getting some of the 400 grand, he might.
Yeah. But the performances across Europe were impressive, and again, I know we've kind of already nearly touched on it, but like, for example, when you look at it, we came away from the Shakhtar game saying that Rovers should have got something out of it. I said, and I still believe that on another day Rovers would have beaten them. I
feel like that's been a common trend.
Yeah, and it's
the same after Athens.
Yeah, but the Athens one was
the Athens
one was different in that on another day Rovers wouldn't have got a penalty, nor would Athens.
Yeah, true.
So it's a little bit.
But no, the catch
22.
Catch 22. Yeah, but the Shakhtar one was very winnable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So was the Breidablik one, but
Shakhtar. I wouldn't say Shakhtar was very winnable.
It was winnable.
There was definitely something to get out of it.
There was definitely a chance of getting at least a draw.
Yeah, like Rovers deserved at least to come. They didn't deserve to go away empty-handed.
No,
by any means. And football is just cruel at times. It's punishing, and Rovers have been the victim of it in this Conference League campaign.
Yeah,
the widespread, as you've kind of said, I suppose, is that it isn't the best advertisement, because fans from all across Europe, when they look at the table and see two Irish teams occupying the final third places, they won't be looking at it thinking.
No, they're not looking at the they're not looking at the context.
Yeah, exactly.
And they would discredit the double because they're like, they're all rubbish. So
lazy arguments from
people,
from supporters. The banner that Shelbourne held up at the end of the game about fans supporting their local, and
I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, they another word, a word that rhymed with duck. The Premier League was on the banner, which, look, that one I don't mind too much.
Well, you watch the Premier League as well.
I do, but I can see what they mean, because the only reason that game sold out was because it was Crystal Palace and English opposition.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have it didn't sell out.
It was their only game to sell out.
Yeah. And it was their exactly. The other two didn't sell out. Rovers sold out against Shakhtar nearly, didn't it?
Yeah,
Just a bit on the fringes, but
yeah.
that wasn't a lot of home
No,
supporters
that
that
was a bit of a
occupied.
mixed.
Yeah, it was nearly like a Wembley Stadium esque or an Aviva Stadium esque of half
Half and half.
half and half supporters.
Yeah.
Um, but I think and even the argument with Irish players or Irish teams occupying the final three places, or not even an argument, but the fact of it, I suppose. Like even Shelbourne, they haven't. I watched their game against Crystal Palace, but they didn't. Like, I didn't watch their game against Alkmaar, but the comments coming away from that were like it wasn't one sided in any way.
No, yeah.
They had their chance, so it's always again, someone you may just look at a table and go, that team at the bottom is very bad and that team at the top is very good. But when you break them down and all the
Especially
Rovers,
when it's only 6 games.
yeah, like it's
Like,
two less than the Champions League and
like
Europa League.
if you're at the bottom of the league after 36, there's only so well you can say you played.
I don't know. Like it's very,
Really?
but like one win takes you how many places? You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah.
So it's not a case of
Like looking at Wolves in the Premier League, you're not going.
yeah,
Well, they're just awful.
yeah,
But
but yeah, exactly. Yeah,
if
that's
only Rovers had got drawn with them.
But like even like all of Rovers' opposition, aside from Breidablik, occupy the top 12. Prague,
Yeah.
Shakhtar,
Yeah, true.
Belge, Athens.
Mm.
The only one is Breidablik, so
And Shakhtar are second now.
Shakhtar second. So Rovers have been handed a tough draw.
They have, yeah.
There's been no way. There's been no sugarcoating that. But there's the positives to take from it, Adam.
There is.
From the Breidablik game itself, even.
Yeah, no, there is positives. Like, there is, I suppose. It is hard getting positives from a loss where you're knocked out, basically. It's like losing a cup semi-final or something. When it's actually over. Obviously, there's one more game, but there's not loads to play for in that. But
I think,
like it's disheartening.
As much as there was maybe some criticism or critical feedback for Victor Osimhen in that game, and the second goal, he's occupying that left hand side, and they cut in and get past him quite easily.
Yep.
To get their second. So, but the positive side of that is that he has got minutes. That's more European experience.
It's good for him, yeah. Which obviously we're only going to benefit from that for a brief period, but still even for his career,
he I think he has a very high ceiling.
Yeah, he does.
From looking at him, and
if Arsenal are interested,
more than interested, paid $2 million for him. But yeah, like so, when you look at things like that, there's definitely silver linings to be made.
There is.
It's just another, and it's another added another added appearance for these players in Europe playing one of the highest levels. Obviously, it's not higher than the Europa or the Champions League, but it's a European competition.
Yeah, it's still a European competition.
Yeah, Chelsea won it last year. These type of things.
West Ham have won it.
Yeah. Crystal Palace won it then. That's a common trend. But
take you on the lampshade.
Yeah.
That was after West Ham when they were slagging off the trophy.
Yeah.
To be fair though, the controversial take.
There we go.
The Champions League trophy's not that good.
Nah, it is, yeah. It's nice.
It's not.
I like it.
Nah, it's too big.
Nah.
I just don't like
it. Nothing's too big.
I don't know. Like, obviously the World Cup's the World Cup.
Nothing's too
big. The World Cup's the greatest trophy in sports.
Very small.
So it's the World Cup though. And it looks deadly.
It does look cool.
Like, it's the best. It's the best looking trophy in sport. If you got on a tangent, put it in. Try to think. I like the Premier League because it has like the crown on the top.
I'm not the biggest fan of the League of Ireland trophy.
No, neither am I.
It's like
the cup's nice though.
And you need I love the FAI Cup.
Yeah, I do like handles.
You need handles.
I do,
but until you get too many, like the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, true.
Why is there a third handle of a cup? But yeah, no, I love the FAI Cup. The
FA Cup as well is
nice.
Yeah, it does look a bit like a teapot, but still.
Yeah, but then I don't really like when trophies like the FA or the FA Cup, the FAI Cup's one doesn't come away
No.
as far as I'm aware. But you know the way with the FA Cup, you know the top comes
Yeah,
off.
I don't like.
What's the
Yeah,
point? Because when they go to lift it, you know, and it's the big, they're
it
giving
might
it the
fall
arm.
off.
I mean, I'm currently gesturing for it because this is an audio
Yeah,
point. I'm
yeah.
gesturing when
The
they lift it
lifter.
with
Yeah.
passion. But you know, so that you know you need to take that off if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
So like that's a bit kind of just takes away the point.
But I like the Europa League trophy.
Yeah,
I would argue it's better than the Champions League one.
you like the Europa League trophy, but it doesn't have handles.
They don't all need handles.
Oh, all right. So I never
You
picked and
like
choose.
the
The World Cup
something.
doesn't have handles,
No, that the World Cup's the World Cup.
but it's small and
Yeah, the World Cup's just the.
like even the players.
You can put the World Cup in your back pocket and take it home. Like.
That's what Ireland are doing next summer.
Yeah.
But even you see the players with the League of Ireland trophy, like some of them do look like they're struggling to just proper grip it because it's just
Yeah.
you know just slow. Like it's just there's nothing to grab.
Especially the champagne on it.
Exactly. Well, anytime, yeah. Well, every year it's nearly it ends up in Tala anyway. So
Yeah, that's true. Champagne Super Rovers.
Yeah, we've purely gone on a tangent there from talking about good experience for Victor in Europe and
the best looking trophies.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I suppose we'll get back on track.
Yeah, we should.
Shamrock Rovers lost the game on Thursday evening. Yeah, as I said, it is good experience for Victor.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, because look, without putting him out in that game, you know, maybe he'll now know that he needs to make that kind of bulky progression. That's the next step of his career. He needs to get a bit bigger, I think, to become more physical in his performances. But you know,
that comes with time.
Yeah. And again, like it's not as if
it's not like you're like he has to get massive. He doesn't have to be like Rory Gaffney.
No one is. Yeah, exactly. Because like you look at Graham Burke, he's not a big bulky player.
He's physical.
Yeah, he's very.
And it does come at age a lot, the physicality.
It does, yeah, and then just
experience.
That's what about experience, and that's what he's got on tours. And look, it didn't work out, but I'm sure there's plenty more to see from him in his last year at Rovers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he'll definitely be one. But I suppose Ed McGinty, he struggled. I think with in overall in the grand scheme of things. The first goal, arguably,
could have done a little bit better.
Done better. Obviously, look, the third goal is just a freak.
It's unlucky,
isn't it?
It's unlucky. If you put yourself in that situation, it's going to happen.
Yeah, it comes with the territory. Yeah. Like it's one of them. You might get caught here. You might not. You know that risk when you go to run up.
Yeah, he's there he knows what he's doing going up. He knows the risks.
He nearly gets a glove on that second goal as well after he gets past Victor. It's one of them, like
it's just one of them that
like McGinty, you know, he's getting more European experience as well. Lee Grace has plenty of it. That was his 50th appearance in Europe for Shamrock Rovers. Like it's, you know, these players who, and again, that's like one of these things. I think that if you're going to look at it and say if you're going to discredit League of Ireland, there's a lad in the squad who has 50 appearances in Europe.
Yeah, like you can't discredit that.
I suppose the counter argument will be a lot of them are qualifier appearances, but
still in Europe.
Still in Europe, qualified about 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he put in a good performance. He just, as I said, he did pick up the knock.
Yeah, which hopefully it's not major. Hopefully it's.
Yeah, I think
he'll be back soon.
There was Stephen Bradley touched on in the build up to Breidablik that 2 names might be a risk or might be a doubt for Hamrun Spartans, Aaron McInneff and Joshua Honahan.
Yeah,
we haven't seen for a while.
No
question mark. So that to me is still just saying, is he even in the country?
I don't know.
No, of course I'm saying that tongue in cheek.
Yeah, I hope he is.
You'd want to. Well, it's no,
he probably is.
You know, he definitely is.
Yeah.
That's.
Could have went up to Lapland or something.
I thought I seen him with the Northern Lights there the other night. But yeah, so like that, he and McInneff might not be lining out against Hamrun Spartans, but I'm sure all the squad will kind of be there though.
Probably.
You wonder what way they'll do things.
Will they do something? Because it is the last game of the season.
Yeah,
so it's the last game for like kind of 2 months or so.
Yeah, just under
2 months. Yeah.
So
probably about 7-8 weeks, maybe. It probably is. I think it is 7 weeks.
7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
7 weeks with no Rovers.
So I don't like that. As much as I do want these players to get the break, and because they need it and they deserve it, I miss them when they're gone. It's one of them.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be. It's just. It feels like it's just always on. Think about it.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Well,
In a good way, not a
I
bad thing. Like you want it on as much as possible
like I miss it
already.
Yeah. Like the fixtures are out on Tuesday.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That's one thing. Fixtures are out on Tuesday. See what way that'll line out and see.
Yeah, who they play on opening weekend is always a good one.
People will be keeping a particularly close eye on away trips to both Galway United and Derry City, because both of them will temporarily be using GAA stadiums as their home ground
It'll be
next year.
bigger, yeah.
Derry City didn't. I don't think they've got confirmation on it yet. I know they requested Celtic Park, which is home of Derry GAA. So, and I think it did finally get approved, or it's. I don't think they'll have any much opposition to it. So I think with Derry's it's a bit more, and Galway's they're a bit more. They're not. I'm not sure if they're going to be there for the whole season.
No, we're not sure yet. Yeah. Might as well see FIFA.
But there was also talk of Derry using Sligo's ground as their home ground, which is a bit strange. But
easier to get to.
Yeah, but it's
a little bit.
Yeah, well, yeah, well, that's it. I suppose it's half an hour less of a drive, on the road to the showgrounds as opposed to the Brandywell. And like the Brandywell is literally next door to Derry GAA Stadium, Celtic Park.
Yeah.
They're literally like,
well, then
the street cross separates them, a few houses, and then it's the stadium. So I think fans will probably be keeping an eager eye and seeing if they're going to be going to a GAA stadium for an away.
Wonder then though as well if they're using Sligo Stadium, because you know Sligo play a lot of their home matches on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Would that happen then?
Yeah, you'd imagine.
Don't know.
They couldn't be at home on the same weekend.
Yeah, it's a lot more. They'll have to know. They'll have to know.
Yeah, I think they're just going. I think they are just going to use Celtic Park. It'd make more.
Yeah, I'd say.
But yeah, we could be having some trips to GAA stadiums.
That would be
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Coming away with 3 points, and would it be a much larger pitch? Because obviously the lines will still be drawn as the same as a football pitch, but they tend to not always be the same.
No,
that, the line
they're slightly bigger, yeah.
And then it's going to be weird just being in the stands, because it's a lot more GA stadiums stands. I think are a lot more. The word I want to use is relaxed. There's not like the segregation.
It's a different atmosphere in
it is with
GA game than there is at a football game.
Yeah. Obviously Rovers opened the season no matter what against Derry and Tala.
Yeah, true. At the end of January.
Yeah, in the President's Cup. That's a Saturday 5:00 kickoff as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure everyone will keep an eager eye on Tuesday at the release of them. But I suppose we'll move it on to the game itself, and that's next Thursday. A dead rubber fixture, as I said, in terms of football, in terms of the Conference League in isolation, but it's a game that Rovers need to get money out of, really, or
they do. Yeah,
it would be nice to get some
pride
money out
as well.
Yeah,
having at least one win in the competition.
Yeah, you can't sign off with no.
Well, you can, but you don't want to.
You'd rather not.
All the games are at 8:00 as well, which is
it's that final day.
Yeah, that is cool. I do like that.
Yeah, if it matters, it would be nice. But the game itself, what would you be happier with? Maybe do you want to see knowing that 400,000 between 133 to 400,000 euro is on the line for the club if they go, in terms of the result, the outcome? What would you be happier with seeing?
I would like to see a bit of a rotated squad. Some more some of the young lads in and stuff.
Yeah,
I would like to see that, just because I know there's money on the line, but still.
Yeah, I think you'll see. I think you'll see changes that aren't catastrophic. As in, I don't think Stephen Bradley will see any issue with putting Michael Noonan in the starting 11 as opposed to Rory Gaffney. So
no,
that's not. You're not losing a lot of quality there in any way.
Yeah,
if Noonan started over him. So I think he's happy. I think he would be happy to concede that kind of change. The midfield is quite strong, and not all of them can line out in any way. So you know, it depends on who starts there.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
Again, Lee Stacey or Ed McGinty. I'd like
I would like to see Lee Stacey.
I'd like to see Super Lee Stacey in goal. Um, but I'm not sure if he will do that with the money on the line.
No.
I would like to see it, but then you see, this is the thing you need to kind of decide in your head. Would you like to see these changes? And
Yeah.
then essentially you're happy to concede the result, and therefore the club don't get the €400,000,
Yeah.
or do you want as full strength as possible? They're not going to play for 7 weeks, but they, it's difficult, isn't it?
I don't know. For me, I think the rotation and having players get that moment, that especially young players get the experience on a European stage against bigger teams and teams outside of Ireland. I just think that's better than 400,000.
But then potentially risking signing off with no wins in the competition either. We're out anyway.
We're out anyway. It's this logic of you lose 3-1 or you lose 2-1.
Yeah.
I know we did say about pride and wanting to, but at that point I'm just
I think you said that maybe 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
you want them to finish out with pride and win the...
I do, but we're making it different sides.
Playing devil's advocate.
Exactly, yeah. Giving different arguments for different reasons, but me, I would rest. I'd want to rotate a team.
Yeah.
If I was the manager, I would, but I'm not. So
yeah, yeah. I think
we can kind of do half and half as well, half rotated.
When you think of it, a lot of the squad has played.
Yeah.
Important parts of the season anyway. As I said. Yeah. Like I would like to see Aaron Green play.
I would like to see Aaron Green play. It'd be nice to see
him. He hasn't gotten a run out in a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's them type of changes. It's difficult. It is. I'd like to see Noonan start. I think he will start. I would like overall. Both of our counter arguments here that we've drawn up in this courtroom. I think Lee Stacey would be. It'd be nice to see him get a European appearance as well. Keep going to say cap, but European appearance.
Yeah, cap. It's just a nice word.
Yeah, but I think it only applies to international.
It does, yeah, because they used to get caps back in the early days.
Yeah, so it'd be nice to see him getting into a European appearance.
It would.
For Lee. And then it just depends who's fit and available in the squad.
Yeah.
The back three, like the three centre backs, Pico, Cleary and Grace. I think it'd be good to maybe see some of them shifted out just because they played so much football. Like out of the bulk of everyone in all the positions, that's been a huge one that has been like I know obviously Cleary and Grace have been able to, like Pico Lopez I think deserves a rest.
He does, yeah.
He's played unbelievable.
He's wrecked probably.
He's
just had a kid.
He's had a kid. He's qualified for the World Cup. He's won the double. He's qualified for Europe.
Yeah.
Let
the man rest.
Exactly.
Mad that they got their group. So Spain in their first game.
Yeah. Uruguay and Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. They could beat Saudi Arabia.
It'd be nice. If Ireland aren't in it,
you'd cheering.
I'll be cheering on Cape Verde.
I do like the Spanish though as well. Spain are one of the teams I kind of root for if Ireland aren't in it.
That's boring. They win it. They used to always win it.
Yeah, but that's why.
Sure. That explains why you isn't it?
Shut you.
You just go for the teams that are winning. That's an easy one, isn't it?
Well, I wouldn't support Ireland then.
You can't pick where you're from.
Or unless I knew we were going to be massive this year and beat Portugal.
Well, exactly that. But I suppose Thursday, it'll be a game to.
Wonder what the attendance will be like. That's what I'm thinking.
I think it'll take a hit now.
Yeah, so Phoebe will be like,
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Even though I think everyone should be there no matter what.
Yeah, we'll be in attendance.
Exactly. And never in doubt. But yeah, I think I don't like seeing attendance.
There'll be some people who got their 3 match packs and then won't go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But it's.
I feel like most people who have it will. It'll be more so the people who are just buying the one.
Yeah. Like the fans that are on the fringes or come for big games won't be there.
No,
it's just frustrating. Like when you see when you see Talis sold out for the derby against Bowes, for example, or nearly
it's
sold out
great.
against Shells, and it looks good and it sounds good.
It's loud.
But then it's just like when attendance fall, and I know there is also other elements for what that attendance I anticipate will take a hit, and that's there's things like it is a week before Christmas.
Yeah, that has to be
It's
taken.
Thursday evening at 8 o'clock. It's people
Yeah.
work during the week.
People doing the big Christmas shopping.
Exactly.
People going to see Santa.
The big shop. When they should be going to see Santa Breidablik. But yeah, it's hard. I suppose it's hard to pick yourself up for this game in terms of just in terms of.
If I was getting the 400,000 now, I'd be fairly picked up for.
Yeah, but just in the regard of look, I think Thursday now should be just a game of celebrating the team.
Yeah, celebrating the achievements from this season.
Yeah, like there should be, singing the songs. There should be, there should be singing the song. Double champions at the end of the day. So it should be just, and as much as we
stand up for the champions.
Exactly. This year I'll give it to Stephen Bradley.
Yeah, the festive chant will be out.
But I think Thursday should just be a celebration. As much as we didn't want it to be the case of going into Thursday's game with nothing to play for, that's the reality aside from the money. So therefore, it does give the players and the supporters an opportunity a bit more to just go there relaxed.
Yeah.
And it's on the back of a very successful season, so therefore, it should just be celebrating.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
their achievements, everything that's gone on this year, and even celebrating Stephen Bradley, his family. He's had the battle with Josh that overcame in the summer.
Way more important than football, as we've mentioned many times.
Yeah, exactly. Celebrating Glenn Crone and Stephen McPhail, everyone who plays a part to make Rovers the team they are today, and so get out on Thursday and be in the Christmas shopping, go to Talent and celebrate these players because it's a special bunch and they've made you happy all year. Teams
round. Like this don't come around that often.
Exactly. So enjoy them while you can and give them the roses while you can still smell them.
Exactly.
But I suppose that's it.
That's it for today then, really.
For this week. This is our second last episode of the year.
Yeah.
And we have one more episode.
Christmas special.
The 12 podcasts. Actually, there will be 12.
That's actually 12 podcasts of Christmas.
So
12 points on the podcast.
So look, we have one more episode coming out this year. We'll be reviewing Hamrun Spartans. Not much of a review, really. No. More looking at this team again, but that'll be out on Saturday. So make sure you listen to that. Make sure you give this a listen. Make sure you give it a share. Follow us on social media platforms, the Milltown Way, on all across the board. Get on the website for the latest news, themilltownway.com. I suppose a special feature we're going to do next week for the final episode to celebrate it is we want to hear, again, we always want to hear from you in any ways. But as well as that, we want to hear your best memories of this year. Yeah,
something that's happened. It can be a big thing, it can be something small.
Yeah, everything Shamrock Rovers. And even, look, it could be the most obvious one. It was the best day was seeing Rovers win the double. Whatever
I'm not going to tell you that's wrong.
Exactly. There's no right or wrong answers here. No. But get in touch with us via social media. As I said, at the Milltown Way, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Mm-hmm. Email us at themilltownway@gmail.com. And as well as that, if you can send over any pictures you want to, we might be able to get them featured on the social media platforms as well, which we'd like to do ahead of the final episode of the year. But other than that, I suppose that's it from us.
Yeah, that's all for today. Thanks again for the continued support on all the episodes and last week's episode. So thanks for listening and sharing each week.
Yeah, and we appreciate your support. So we'll chat to you next week. Thank you.